Hey, Uncle Buck. Hey, coffee. Just getting ready for bed. Cool, cool. Hey, Angela. Hi, Brooke. Not sure if you can hear that, but it fucking windy. Checking your comment. Hi, pause. Oh. Yeah, I didn't. Hey, Lemon. Yeah, I didn't enjoy the first song. I haven't actually checked out any of the her band. I haven't checked out her band yet. Keep forgetting. Hi, Shelly. Hey, Buttercup. Love with the sewer slide girl. She likes. Yeah, I think those like as just like those specific songs were just specifically about uh LA. She loves LA, so halfway through the FF7 upload. The gold saucer, yay! My favorite fucking part of the game, the gold saucer, yeah! Hey, Shirley. Yeah, love the gold saucer. Love doing mini games. Woo! Who doesn't love a shitty, badly designed mini game? Basketball mini game requiring split-second precision. Hey, Georgia girl. Yeah, who doesn't want to do that? Who doesn't enjoy a mini game that requires like split-second precision? That's the funnest thing possible. Thanks, Georgia. I have recorded up to. I finished recording Cosmo Canyon 2 nights ago. So Wednesday night I recorded, finished recording Cosmo Canyon. So next up, I'll be moving on to Nibelheim. 30 GP for hooking Moggo Bazaar. Yeah, I mean that was fine. Yeah, I liked that one. That was cute. Getting Mog laid. Yeah, loved that little guy in 6. So sure, help him get laid in 7. Sure, help him move on. Nibelheim. Nibelheim. It's a Final Fantasy thing, Uncle Buck. Don't worry about it. Like I've got 3 people who care about my Final Fantasy playthrough. And none of them are Comic Brook. I miss Comic Brook. Hey, Michaela. Miss Comic Brook. She doesn't come around anymore. It's a shame. Hey, Nana. Do you play the 2 times speed while doing other stuff? been 2 years since I started my Final Fantasy series Let's Play. So it took, almost 2 years for me to get to the game that she wanted, and that's when she stops coming by. Maybe. Oh, found out I'm gonna be out of work another month. They emailed me today to be like, "Oh, hey, guess what? We don't need you until February now, at the earliest. Don't have any work for you until then." Ridiculous, yeah. Yeah, still no luck. Still no luck finding getting another job, but I've only applied for a few, and haven't been back at the search for that long, so I'm not too worried yet. But hey, hamburger eyes. Been a while. Normally sleep at 2 a.m. Danish time when you go. Ah, well, that makes sense then that you don't come around too often. So I guess I assume things are fun in Denmark right now, as an aside. Look at your sub numbers. $9,903. Yeah, so they've got 9,903. North Carolina. Hi, Bambi. George Man. Yeah. Yeah, I assume that's what I was saying. I assume that people in Greenland are having a great time with Trump basically threatening to go to war with them. Over a patch of land that is not as big as Trump thinks it is. Just 9.99 to me. Hey, sneakerhead. -74 in January. Needs a Widowmaker. But honestly, I think the stupidest thing about Trump's whole hey, Lady Gracious, about Trump's whole Greenland thing. Yep, 9,904. Thank you for subscribing, Lady Gracious. And yes, it did update. He wants it because it's big on the Mercator projection map. On the Mercator map, Greenland is massive. Bigger than Africa on that map. But the Mercator map is not accurate. Greenland is significantly smaller. Boyfriend is from Greenland. Nice. Like, Greenland is significantly smaller than it looks on that Mercator projection map, that flat map. But Trump's a fucking idiot. Trump's a buffoon. So he looks at that map and says, oh man, Greenland's massive. We need that. Isn't that the rare minerals in Arctic root? So for other people, yes. For some of the people whispering in Trump's ear, it is about the minerals in the Arctic root. But as I said, Trump is a buffoon. So his main reason for wanting Greenland is because of how big it is. Or how big it looks on that map. He said as much. Like back in 2020, I think it was. A few years back, he flat out said, oh, you look at the map and it's huge. US should have that. I'm an Aussie in Germany. My plan is to make Vance president in the next election, have Vance make him vice president. Is that something that's actually been brought up? And then Vance, and then I assume Vance steps down. Vance resigns. So Trump gets his. Hi, Megan. So Trump gets his precious third term. As far as it doesn't work like that, who's gonna say no? Like that's that's the thing with an Uncle Buck. Who would say no? Who's gonna tell him no? That you're not allowed to do that. The Supreme Court, with all the justices that that side with him. Hey, strawberries. Yeah, I mean, that's my hope is that he. That's my hope is that he just straight up fucking dies. I genuinely, sincerely hope that Trump just straight up fucking dies. All of Congress and the Supreme Court. Yeah, so like Republican, they actually don't support him. The entirety of the Republican Party, every single member of the Republican Party, uh, who's still in office at least, uh, is behind Trump. You know that Green, um, Marjorie Taylor Greene, she turned against Trump and is like leaving office. Those are the only Republicans who actually are oppose Trump are the ones who are like, okay, I'm going to be leaving office anyway. They've got nothing left to lose. I'm afraid of him. But he can't get a hand job without a latex glove. I'm afraid of him. Yeah. So yeah, like the entire Republican Party is behind him. They either they fully 100% support him and believe that he is the second coming of Ronald Reagan, or they're just terrified of him. Yeah, they believe Trump is the second coming of Ronald Reagan, and they believe Ronald Reagan was the second coming of fucking Jesus. Actually, they think Ronald Reagan was better than Jesus. Jesus is great, but Reagan's, as far as they're concerned. Um, so anyway, yeah, I mean, they're not going to oppose him on anything, fucking anything. If Trump says I'm doing this, they're going to be like, oh, okay, okay, and they will go out and they will, lie on his behalf. And then, yeah, like I said, the Supreme Court. There have been cases where the Supreme Court has sided against him, but genuinely on anything where it's like, well, that doesn't seem constitutional. There's like 50-50. Haven't hate watched Foodie in a while. Good for you. Yeah, it's like 50-50 whether the Supreme Court will actually like side with the Constitution or just decide to reinterpret what the Constitution actually says in order to help Trump. Am I Senator Republican or Democrat? I'm Canadian, so my member of Parliament is Conservative. Pretty sure. I'm pretty sure the yeah, Duncan won again. That's what I thought. You know, it's a really weird thing. My member of Parliament is younger than I am. My MP was born in 1987. He's 2 years younger than I am. Almost 3 years because he was born November 1987. So, again, we don't have governors. We have premiers. So the premier of Ontario is Conservative. Just cut all federal funds for childcare in 8 states, and they're all Democratic states. Yep. That's yep. He wants to punish Democratic states. It's fascism, pure and simple. We have some old farts in your government. I mean, we have some old farts up here too. I feel like not as bad as in the U.S. Well, no, our Senate. I suspect our Senate is probably a lot of older people. Some, a few younger people, but because it's not actually like a Canadian nickel today. Neat. Beaver. Yeah, our Senate, our Senate is not actually elected by the people. It's basically they're appointed by Parliament. Ordering Chinese. Cool. Or I suppose technically our senators are appointed by either the king or the governor general on the advice of the prime minister. What that basically means is the prime minister appoints senators. Oh, I didn't know this part actually. Yep, because we are still part of the Commonwealth. You mean Prince Charles? King Prince Charles? Fuck him. Abolish the monarchy. That's my view. Abolish the monarchy. But yeah, here's something I didn't know, or I think I had known and I just forgot. For us, our Senate has a mandatory retirement age of 75. The nickel has a moose on it. No, the quarter is the moose, isn't it? They abolished ours in the Hawaiian Islands. My understanding is that that was not entirely at the choice of the actual people of Hawaii. Give me a moment. I want to see if I have a nickel. I might not actually have a nickel because I'm pretty sure the nickel is the beaver. Yeah, moose is on the quarter. I can't tell if I actually have any nickels. Got some spare change in my wallet, but I can't tell if any of them are nickels. Yep, there's a nickel. And yet, beaver. The quarter, I'm just stupid. Well, there you go. So yes, our currency goes beaver, schooner, moose, loon, bear. The coins, anyway. The old company was a huge part of that. Yep. I read 25 cents and said, yes, this is a nickel. I suppose we've all been there. Any advice for oily BMs? Take up, I suppose, take up sexy oily wrestling, oil wrestling. And that I can send pics in the Patreon group chat, but I can't send pics and just DM to only you. That does seem weird. Great people send Grader's naughty pics or what? Probably a justifiable fear, frankly. People do tend to be pretty awful. Combine the words nickel and quarter to be silly, but when I heard it in my head, I decided against it. Quarkle? Yeah, you don't want to do like the first part of nickel and the last part of quarter. That no, not back to work. February 2nd now, apparently. Yeah, that's Nurter would be fine. Or Quarkle. Toilet bowl looks like Exxon Valdez. Tend to change my name to Uncle Buck's Nickel. What do you usually talk about? Tragically, pretty much what we're talking about now. Comic books or Marvel or My Little Ponies or rice and peppers and sweet and sour sauce. Yeah, I have my microwave. I have it plugged in. I have the time set. I haven't had a chance to use it yet. I don't have anything to microwave right now. And no, I am not microwaving cheese. I'm not microwaving a plate of cheese, god damn it. Steppy got it. Yep. Doing groceries tomorrow. I'll pick up a couple things tomorrow. King wants you an LCU. Are you considering it? No. Isn't that all drama shit? I don't fuck drama. No more Class of 09. I watched all your Let's Play. Yeah, that's tragic, Bambi. Way I see it, you've got two options. You can watch another of my Let's Plays, or you can rewatch Class of 09. You do groceries on Saturday of all days. So I started doing groceries on Saturdays because when I was working, the shifts could be anywhere from Monday to Friday. It was shift work, so I wasn't like it was didn't have scheduled days, didn't have set days that I was working, but it was any days between Monday and Friday I could be scheduled. Watch Class of 09 for the rest of eternity. But some of the other games I've played are pretty fun. My Let's Play of the Mass Effect trilogy was loads of detail, loads of trivia and shit. I said if you go and have to pay lots of money. Couldn't get Orville Redenbacher, get Poe Secret. It's good too and probably cheaper. Not sure if we have that one actually. They love to intentionally poke the bear. So Pop Secret. Now, checking my email associated with the channel, and I don't see anything, so. I can confirm nobody has reached out to me about it. Long drawn out. Fuck you. That does it from. Yep. That's good. Hey, Zubat. She is still a bit sore from when she fell a few days ago. However long ago that was. Tragically, she's at the age where you fall and hurt yourself, you're hurt for weeks. You're feeling it for weeks. I'm gonna go pee. Back in a minute. That is still nice. Steak, mac and cheese, and mashed potatoes. Nice. Sounds tasty. Didn't eat all day. That was an orange. Yeah, we need details on this steak. Chilies. Medium. I always go Nina's back at the LTAC facility. That's good, right? Right, yeah, she's at emergency. So, all right, good to hear that. So, glad she is doing well then. Isolation for now. Probably for the best. Still. Good, she's out of emergency. For now. Anywho. Rather be in isolation anyway. People are too peoply. True. That said, like, does she like being in isolation or does she like being around people? So, anything else new with anybody? Well, you don't do book. Yeah, I've been reading lately. Can't communicate. Well, okay then. I bought one. I haven't started reading it yet. I really should start reading it. That's not how Japan came to be that weird. I mean, it's weird to us. Seems like an amazing place, but also weird. It's weird to us, but to them, it's normal. Probably. Good job, Buttercup. Good job. I feel like they're living in the room. It's normal to rent a family. I feel like they're living in the future. I mean, it's complicated. Yeah, I mean, Japan's a complicated place with like its own sort of you know complications and issues and everything. So years I've had a recurring dream that I lived in a pod. Like from Matrix, like in the Matrix, or just like you live in a small building that is pod like. Which pill would you choose in the Matrix? I have no idea. Oh, them Japanese dwellings? Ah. Not really familiar with those, to be honest. both at once. Yeah, how would that fuck you up? How much would that fuck you up? See what happens. Yeah. Anyway, just a reminder that the red pill was estrogen. Likewise, question is even more pertinent. I mean, at some point, I do want to start taking estrogen, but I'm not particularly financially secure right now. But in our chat, blocking people that support what ICE did for killing them. Good. Yeah, the people who support ICE, fuck them. The people supporting ICE are assholes and they deserve to be blocked. Fuck them all. Every goddamn one of them. Read something that like that, you know, some of the eyewitnesses were mentioning that the ICE thugs were giving conflicting orders to the woman, which is a very standard fascist police tactic. You know, authorities love giving conflicting orders so that they can be justified in whatever they want to actually do to the person. Yeah, you got like not even an immigrant. I mean, they have killed immigrants. They have killed immigrants as well. But the current controversy, it wasn't even an immigrant. It was just white woman. Um, she is an observer, but I'm not sure if she was actually there to observe at that particular time. Um, but regardless, like she was, you know, identities. She was, you know, like she had been, like she was in like the middle of the street, so she was sort of blocking traffic, and ICE was trying to get her to leave. Um, but they were like shouting conflicting orders about her. Like one person was like, you know, telling her to move, another person was telling her to get out of the car. You know, one person saying move, another person saying don't move. So like she started to back, like she backed up a little bit to like turn around, and then she was like, you know, about to pull out. And a nice agent who had stepped in front of the car, like she had no idea the dude was there. or watching where George Floyd was killed. Yeah. Lady had no idea the ICE agent was in front of her car because he had stepped out from her blind spot because she was she had a guy pointing a gun at her right in her fucking on this side, on her, she had ICE agents yelling at her on this side, telling her to move. Hey, Lisa. And this one dude stepped around in front where she couldn't really, when she wasn't really looking in that direction. So when she started to move forward, he had plenty, he absolutely could have just gotten out of the way. Literally, he could have, or just banged on the hood. Banged on the hood to get her attention, or just stepped out of the fucking way. Instead, he shot her in the head. Well, tough shit, trial fan. Frankly, I don't want to hear your fucking point of view. I don't want to hear your different point of view about it either. Fuck ICE, they goddamn murdered a lady. They were in the wrong. And now you're blocked on my channel too, trial fan. Bye-bye. Fuck off. ICE are fascists. They're a fascist organization made up entirely of fascists. But I mean, they want to kill people. Literally, ICE agents want to kill people. They genuinely do want to kill people because they see themselves as heroes fighting a war for the sake of the country. They're brave heroes. They're fighting a noble war, a great noble war, killing enemies of the state, killing the enemies of America, killing America's enemies. They want to kill people because it makes them feel heroic. As far as they're concerned, anyone they kill is an enemy, a terrorist, a horrible monster deserving of death. Anyone that dies, I mean, that's every fucking police, the entire fucking police force in every country, in every city, in every country. If someone is killed by the police, that person deserved to die. And it's a big part of why police will always shout conflicting orders. You get, 5, 6 cops, guns drawn, yelling. One person saying, one person yelling, down on the ground. Another person yelling, don't fucking move. Another person yelling, hands on your head. You get people yelling from different directions. And the fucking civilian is supposed to, remain calm, rational, listen carefully, make every right decision. Police are allowed to panic anytime they fucking want. Police are allowed to be the most panicky bastards on the planet. Hey, Aper. And yes. It's such Jenna, it's so blatantly justification for police to abuse and murder people. They can shout, they can police can be scared and angry and pointing guns and shouting conflicting orders. So when the person does something that one of the cops doesn't like, even if the person is listening to a different cop, yep. This cop yells, "Don't move." This cop yells, "Get on the ground." Person doesn't move because they freeze because they're panicking and freezing because people are pointing fucking guns at them. Because they don't move, first cop is allowed to just like boom, just start beating the shit out of the person and say, "Hey, they were resisting." And all those fucking "don't tread on me" right wing douchebags, you're like, "Oh, you should have just listened to the police. Just listen to the police, and nothing, everything's fine." Fucker, he was listening to. Fucker, they were listening to police. It's just there is just 8 different police all saying different things. Which officer was the person supposed to listen to? And thus, even if the person gets shot and killed, they deserved it. Anyone shot and killed by a police officer or an ICE agent or whoever deserves it. I'm going to get more water. I'll be back in a minute. ICE agents shouldn't even be fucking. I mean, ICE should be abolished. ICE shouldn't even fucking exist. But they sure as hell shouldn't be armed. Undocumented immigration is a civil matter. You know, they're not like ICE isn't going after fucking mafia. Their targets are people who overstayed a visa. They should not have fucking guns. Isn't being armed or right in the US though? Depends on the state. Like whether, open carry, concealed carry, that sort of thing. That depends on the state. But just like in general, like it's the right wing acts as though ICE is going after like as if ICE is going after drug kingpins and murder and like murder agencies and shit like that. It's like, no. Hey, Gabriel. They're going after people in courthouses who are like they're going after people who are like at court for naturalization hearings. Yo, like, they'll go to a courthouse where people and like there are people there who are like literally at the courthouse in order like as part of immigration and naturalization hearings, and they'll grab them like people who are like trying to do it legally, people who are trying to get do it the right way, the legal way, and they'll grab those fucking people and then act as though they're heroes going after dangerous criminals who are trying to destroy the US. No, it's fucking some dude who's been in the country since he was 5 years old, works, pays taxes, never committed a crime. Using ICE as intimidation. Yep. Threatening to send them to Chicago. Didn't he already send them to Chicago and they got chased out? I thought they got chased out of Chicago already. Or am I just thinking of like Trump had already, hey, Vanna. Or am I just thinking like Trump had previously threatened to send them in and the governor was like, fucking try it, bitch. And Trump immediately backed down because he's a coward. Cops refused to help them. And yet, if ICE does go in, the cops will probably help them. Daughter-in-law is a dreamer. Yeah, it's just like the one good part, or like the one corner down the street, pucks in, cops kept getting pulled away from the calls to help ICE out. Have to pause trying to do it the legal way because they're grabbing people acting immigration office. Yeah, which is so fucking shitty. Cops are magically too busy. Nice. But yeah, like one one positive sign, one optimistic sign is ICE's resources are finite. They do have limited resources. Just why they can only go into like 2 or 3 cities at a time. And in those 2 or 3 cities, they face immense pushback. So they end up having to be rotated out. Because no matter where they go, they're getting a lot of pushback. Split the ice, yep. Yeah, I mean, it needs to be abolished. And honestly, abolishing ice is the moderate position. Abolish ice is the baseline moderate centrist position. Hague style trials is the morally correct position. The entire agency, from the lowest deputy, like from the lowest agent all the way up to the top, being put on trial. Yeah, every single member of the organization being put on trial. That is the actually morally correct position. And I think any doesn't Trump control the Supreme Court? Yeah, but there are lower courts. But yeah, at this point, any Democrat who doesn't take abolish ICE as their position deserves to be primary, deserves to be thrown out. I started my 10 a couple of months ago. A group of about 400 teens ran them off. Yeah. Hey, Boop. 2 people shot by Border Patrol in Oregon yesterday. Yep. Tweaker Geographic on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, like, that's another thing that, like, both ICE and, like, regular police are really bad for is shooting people, like, point blank, like, in the face or chest with, like, with things that are supposed to be aimed directly at the ground, specifically because they can't kill people when they're shot in the head with it. You know, like when they're shooting, like, you know, when they're firing, like, you know, firing off canisters of tear gas or whatever. They're supposed to aim at the ground. Yeah, rubber bullets again. Yeah, rubber bullets are considered to be less lethal, not non-lethal. There's no such thing as a non-lethal from a gun. Less lethal. Because shit can go wrong. When you are shooting at somebody, doesn't matter what you're shooting, unless it's like fucking Nerf darts. Even then, theoretically, could go down their, you know, if their mouth is open and get the perfect shot, could go down their throat. But like, short of that, basically, short of Nerf darts, when you're shooting something at somebody, there's always the risk of it actually killing them. So less lethal is the actual terminology used for things like rubber bullets. And they are meant to be used in a specific way. But there's also like tear gas canisters. Those things are like fuck. Those things are heavy. Those things can crack a skull easily, and cops will shoot people directly in the head with them. That's a fucking murder attempt. Anytime a cop fires a canister directly into someone, directly at somebody, that's attempted murder, and they should be tried as such. Yeah, as soon as there's footage of that, that officer should be put on trial for attempted murder. They're not, because people assume that the police know what they're doing and are just doing their jobs. Police officer shoots somebody in the head with a gas canister. I mean, it seems a bit extreme, but I mean, the cops, they're trained. They know what they're doing. They wouldn't have done it if it was really dangerous, right? Kids would shove babies at each other for fun. Or from that generation. They're crazy. Yeah, that's also pretty dangerous. Like assault gun to shoot table salt that flies. That sounds fun, honestly. But yeah, that's good night, Bambi. You'd have a blast that in Los Angeles where they found 100 human remains. Don't think I heard about that, but yeah, that sounds not great. That dude was shot in the butt with a BB gun on the way to my house. Routines. Sharon and stripped her pants down and told my dad to look at it. I believe he was a grave robber. What do people do with remains? I mean, some people just like collecting. Some people just like their collections. Dr. Kitty wears scrubs. It's a lifelong dialysis tech. Used to say them they would steal bodies from the graves inside them. Get a gain he wasn't right on the head. Get messed up to do crap like that. You also just have to be kind of an asshole. The Mindhunter team to work that one out. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, people. Hey, pause! Thank you for 5 gift memberships. Pause. Congratulations to Gabrielle Washburn. Nice, nice. Diane, Mike is my misguided. Nice. Tiny Fairy, and Sunshine Granny. Nice. A few good ones in there. Gabrielle, Mike, and Sunshine Granny are all generally, or have all been regulars at some point. And yes. Poor Buttercup. YouTube just hates specific people, I think. I think it's those who aren't currently in here. It's a possibility that it prioritizes those who aren't regulars, just to as like a some sort of attempt to entice them to come back. Which, to be fair, has worked. I have had people like I have had occasionally had people come back just because they got a gift membership. I feel that way, Pause, that it should prioritize people who are regular in chat. Not regular, but I do come in. Yeah, I mean, you come in, not a full regular, but you come in, once in a while. See it in a few months then. I mean, it might not prioritize that way, though, Buttercup. F7 fully won me over. I don't know. I'm still failing myself a little bit. Maybe you see YouTube will incentivize me to come back. I mean, it might not do it that way, though, Buttercup. I'm gonna miss if you left for a few months. Of course I would, Buttercup. logged into Aspire because that's my name. Google can't tell me. Can't change because I don't know the password. Anywho. That's trivia night. This Sunday. We will have trivia on this Sunday. It's the second Sunday of every month. Or Monday. Got down the stairs today? Oh. That sucks. That's never fun. Hope you didn't break anything. Tylenol time. Yeah. Yeah, you're going to have to start taking Tylenol, Buttercup. Just smash my legs and knees against every single step on the way down. Ugh. Yeah, that sucks. Yeah, Seven Kingdoms tomorrow, yep. You get to hear more of me doing. You get to hear more of me trying to do accents. Isn't everyone excited for me doing accents? I gotta pee again. Back in a minute. Just keep ice in your spleen. Can't really kneel or bend your legs. Well, then how are you going to make money, Buttercup? Hi-yo! Boom! Don't even know where my spleen is. That's a good question. Where the hell is a spleen? Down on the stairs when I was 8 months pregnant with my first son. Go down the stairs with my twins when I was 7 months pregnant. Did they all turn out fine? All three of them have ADHD and one of them is bipolar. But besides that, they're fine. I remember my mom joked once, because I was late being born. And my mom's mentioned before that she got kind of fed up waiting for me to come out, so she started doing all the things that you're not supposed to do when you're pregnant, that are supposed to like induce labor, like driving over potholes and things like that. So who knows? Maybe that's the reason I am the way I am. Just like get out here. Oh yeah, yeah. She was like, get the hell out. She ended up going to the hospital to have labor induced. With my mom. Yeah, she's great. Yeah, I mean, I would have slept like another month if she'd let me. So I think it's any wrong because my little son was supposed to be born on the 2nd. He was born on the 12th. Felt like I was going to be pregnant forever. Yeah, I was off by like 2 weeks. I was off by like 2 weeks, around 2 weeks. I think a little under 2 weeks. I forget the exact date I was supposed to be born. Warm and snuggly in there. That here sucks, right? Mom purposely ran over potholes when I was pregnant with Nina. 17 days over. Whew. 17 days is a lot. I'm surprised the doctor. I'm surprised that your doctor didn't just be like, okay, we're gonna have to induce. But yeah, it is. It is kind of funny that I've been oversleeping since I was in the womb. I've been oversleeping since before I was born. I overslept. I overslept for my own birth. Pregnant twins on full term. They were both 7 pounds. And I was baking them to reduce my labor. I was baking. I like to sleep in. Anyway, gonna get going. See you all tomorrow for Seven Kingdoms. The Princess Problem. Where we will start to get some story stuff. Because last time it was all character creation and meeting characters. So tomorrow we're going to start on the actual story. So thanks for watching. See you all tomorrow. Good night.